You are ready. Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Dubai Job Search with Winning Strategies. Today, we're going to be talking about personal branding and why it is so important. What are the 3 top things you must be doing right now with regards to your personal brand, which will allow you to land those multiple job offers with ease and without the frustration. For those of you that don't know me, I'm known as Meet Sabiha. I am an international career coach and I help professional, ambitious, motivated job hunters just like you land your dream job offers without the overwhelm and without the frustration and stress. But at the same time, avoiding some of the major pitfalls that Trisha and I see so many people making when it comes to job hunting with career success. So let's get you those winning strategies today. And as always, I have the amazing, the fabulous, and I've got to say, loving the hair, Trisha Chapman. Trisha, how are you helping job hunters land their dream job offers in Dubai?
Your friend, I always love your kind introductions. Thank you so much. So if you are new to the channel, I am Trisha Chapman, the managing partner of Impressive CV, and we focus on all of the necessary tools for a successful job application. So what does that mean? These days, that is definitely having an achievement-based CV, your cover letter, your LinkedIn optimizer, most importantly, and my favorite topic, which is in fact we're going to cover today, is having a personal brand.
And, and I'm glad that you've said that it's one of your favorite topics. And I've got to say, it's something that I love to get my sort of kind of teeth stuck into as well, because there's so many different aspects of creating and building and maintaining a personal brand. And I know we're going to be sharing 3 tips. So for those of you that are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. For those of you who are regular viewers, thank you. Welcome once again for joining us. Let us know, how are you finding the content that we are creating? Is it helpful to you? If so, how? Use that comment section below. And FYI, we've done some really phenomenal videos previously. We've had some really great sort of kind of feedback and traction. And we'll put some links in the comment section below. So we talked about in the previous videos, we did the one that we did just before this was about the 3 top mistakes that you must avoid and stop doing to ensure that you job hunt with success in Dubai. But also as well, before that, we talked about the 3 things that you must be doing. So if this is the kind of content that you have been searching for online, or you stumbled upon us by mistake, make sure you hit that bell button so that you get regular reminders and so that you get that content. And for anybody looking to work with Trisha and I in a more personalized way, because you've recognized doing it alone sucks, and trust me, you don't need to do this job hunting all alone. Why try and figure all of this out by yourself, where Trisha and I have figured it out all for you, working with the hundreds and thousands of job hunters and who we've helped successfully land their dream jobs, not just in Dubai, in the UAE and further and beyond as well. Make sure you access that, and we'll show you tips right at the end of how you can access that through our exclusive online membership area. So Trisha, 3 things about personal branding that people should be doing. So what's your first tip? What's hack number 1?
Yeah, cool. So I guess maybe if you allow me, I would love to take a step back and just understand for people, what is personal branding, especially if maybe you might be new to, say, LinkedIn, or you don't have really a strong presence. You signed up because your boss made you do it, 5 years ago, and you never really accessed the account. Or maybe you are, an aspiring C-suite or an aspiring senior manager, and you would really like to take the next step, but aren't really sure exactly what it is. Because if you don't understand the concept, you can't then put the strategies in place.
Yeah. 100%. I love that we're kind of breaking it down for everybody, and we're kind of just simplifying it, because that's the key. Job hunting doesn't need to be complicated. Here's the thing, guys, for those of you that are watching, there are things that successful job hunters do who they've mastered the winning, as we refer to, and I refer to as the winning strategies. They understand it, they've mastered it, and it's because of that they are creating the phenomenal results. So if you're got a friend or a colleague or somebody that that just somehow always seems to have a luck on their side when it comes to job hunting and always seems to land those dream jobs. Why? Because right here, right now, the tips that we're going to be sharing with you, they are implementing these tips that we are talking about, not just in this video, but all the previous videos that we've shared to date so far. And as a result, they are those successful job hunters. And that's exactly where we want you guys to be as well. We want you to create that success, to land those dream job offers. So tell us a little bit more, okay, Trisha. So you mentioned, that understanding what is personal branding. So now that we've got that out of the way and people understand what is personal branding, I know you're going to be talking a little bit about how people sort of kind of introduce you, or what I sort of kind of refer to as sort of kind of elevator pitch as tip number one. So what is that tip? What does that look like? And what are some of the things that people can be doing?
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, like, your personal brand should be, what does someone describe you as when you're not in the room? Or what is it that your legacy is, that when you leave the organization, what does your colleagues remember you as? You know, whether it's 2 years later, they can't remember the daily details, but if they know what your subject matter expertise or what your strong thought leadership was within the organization, that at the end of the day is their personal brand. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. So a little bit of thought needs to go into it to be able to establish yourself as an industry leader. And exactly what you said, you know, when you introduce yourself to us on the show, that is what your personal brand is. So you are helping people at an international level, as like I am, as supporting job seekers, you know, work with various job applications. So if you're repeating the message and people start to remember, what are you, or what is your subject matter expert linked with? And then, of course, you need proof of this. So yes, that's your subject matter expertise, but what is the evidence to show that it is? And that's what your personal brand is. I hope
you did, and thank you for that. And I love that sort of kind of, and I love the example that you gave of sort of kind of how I sort of describe myself, and the, you know, and sort of kind of the personal brand that I'm looking to create and using and bringing that in. Is anybody else resonating with this? Has anyone else had sort of like an aha moment, like, oh my God, yeah, I've never thought about it in that way. Oh, okay. And as Tricia said, this is a long-term strategy. Okay, this isn't something that's just going to happen overnight. For those of you that are looking for that sort of kind of quick fix, this is something that you are going to have to develop and build on. And you mentioned there about the sort of kind of legacy creation. So let's dive into that for tip number two, that legacy creation. What does that look like, and how can someone start or continue building that legacy?
Yeah. So I think from a job seeker perspective, we'll take it, rather than say for an organization or a company perspective, or even a business owner. But, you know, we're not flying to as many networking events as what we used to be. We're not going to as many after work drinks or dinners, you know, perhaps pre-2020. I mean, maybe things are now starting to pick back up, but they're definitely not at the level of what we were. So, you know, when you get the business card, or when you jump on LinkedIn and you do a bit of research about this person, or maybe someone has put in a referral about, you know, Tricia or John, for example, you search the digital space for John. And when this gentleman's profile comes up, you obviously want it to be something reputable or trustworthy or noteworthy, that, wow, actually, yeah, I want this guy on my team because XYZ. And you can see maybe he's got newsletter article written, or he's put down some thoughts about his subject matter expert and his passion. And if that resonates with your company, then of course he would be, you know, a good fit to at least be shortlisted to your pipelines. So your brand is something that when a recruiter, or, you know, even just someone that you meet, when they Google you, LinkedIn search you, and I definitely want to touch on having the right medium, but it should be a strong presence in terms of what your ethics and what opinions you reflect in a professional manner.
I love that. It's like the digital footprint, isn't it, Tricia? And some people, I've had this said to me, and I don't know if you have, and maybe you're sitting here watching this and thinking exactly like this, and I'm going to tell you why that's harming you right now. So I love that. Tip number two is creating a powerful and effective digital footprint. I've had clients who come to me, particularly sort of kind of in the executive space, where perhaps they started their careers before all this digital media was the hype, okay? And so kind of feel that they don't need to create any kind of digital presence, feel like, oh, no, in the community, in the community that I'm in, or in the space that I'm in, I don't need to have any kind of digital footprint. And I would lovingly, and with the most compassion I can muster up, I would say, actually, let's review that. Let's look at that. And I love the fact that, Tricia, you were kind of going, why was that? Why is it that, particularly those in sort of kind of senior levels, which we're looking to you right now, okay, I think, you know, sort of kind of the millennials, the Gen Z get this and have created and understand this because it's part of their narrative. It's become part of their journey and history. But for sort of kind of the more sort of kind of people who are looking for more senior position, why is it important that they create a digital, a sort of kind of positive professional digital footprint?
Yeah, so I would like to maybe touch on 2 or 3 things. So first of all, the world is super uncertain at the minute. We're potentially approaching a recession. If not, we're already there. And then you just never know job security these days. You just, unfortunately, so that could be you. You think, oh, I don't need a personal brand, but then in 1 or 2 months, actually, you've got that redundancy letter, and then of course you're in the job market, and that's where you need to be making sure that you're maximizing everything. So that, from that perspective. And second of all, if you're ever in a senior leadership position, you might want to consider going for a board seat somewhere, or you are going for a committee member, or some form of external or third party event outside of your normal work, even if it's just even volunteering. The people will want to know, who are you? Because maybe they don't know you, or they only know of you from your network. But then when they divulge deeper, that's when you want to be having your digital footprint that is, very well furnished or brushed off. And my third, probably final point is, don't forget, you want to be an inspiration to those under you. So if you are, got perhaps juniors and they're looking up to people like you, these guys are all on the internet. They're all over it. So they're going to search their boss, or maybe that you want to be, they are aspiring to be you. So, so a bit of not social status, but social accountability.
Social proof. Yeah, social proofing, isn't it? So kind of showing the way, the pathway, what that looks like. Tricia, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there are sort of 3 reasons why. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that difficult. You can find time. You certainly, 10, 15 minutes just to jot down a couple of your thoughts through, whether that is LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever medium of choice you would like to have that's relevant for your sector, or simply, pay someone as a third-party agency to be the advocate of your choice. Because if you give them the right content of your concepts, you can align on some content and build your presence effectively with someone else.
I love that. And I love how that you beautifully segued into tip number 3 for today, which was all about sort of amplifying your voice. And perhaps maybe you're listening to this and you're watching this today and you're thinking, oh God, you know what, all of this sounds great. Now, here's the thing, today's show, you'll be getting a feeling that today isn't about sort of kind of quick fixes. Today isn't about sort of kind of that instant results. This is definitely something to think about, something to develop. And one of the things that we want to get across in today's show, and we've got other shows where they're all about the quick things. Okay, today the personal branding. One thing that I will say is about helping you build a brand, but it takes time. And I know for some of you, you get frustrated because you think, well, I created a LinkedIn profile. It's been a month, it's been 2 months, or it's been 6 months, or maybe even it's been a few years. But if you are not actively active on that platform or any of these platforms, and you're not creating content or producing anything that can gravitate and pull people in, conversation starters, then it is going to impact how quickly you build that personal brand, which directly has a correlation to how many job interviews that you get invited, how many times recruiters or employers look for you, search for you, and then send out that email. Because wouldn't it be wonderful, everybody who's watching this right now, wouldn't you love to be in this position right now? And this is exactly what building a personal profile can do. I know this because I've seen this consistently. And Tricia, I'll come to you with a case that you can share a case study about this, of somebody that you've been working with. Because I've definitely had examples where I've worked with clients, we've built their client profile online, and I'm going to particularly use LinkedIn because that tends to be a favorite of mine for my clients, because it gets them results. It's proven that it's getting my clients results. And I've had it where clients were going out there, applying for jobs, getting rejected, okay, and then feeling that disappointment. But once we started building their personal profile, guess what started happening? Recruiters started reaching out to them. And what was really amazing was one particular client that I was working with from South Africa. He followed the strategies that I gave to him, and as a result of him following the strategies that I was giving it and implementing to a T everything that I was saying that he needed to do, his dream employer within 3 months reached out to him and said, hey, I'm not going to share the name, of course, because data protection confidentiality, came across your profile, loved it. You are exactly the kind of person that we are looking for to join our team. Boom. That's the kind of results that you can create by you build and create and maintain a powerful and effective personal profile. Is that something that you are looking for? Are you watching this right now and thinking, oh my God, Sophia, I would love for that to happen to me. I would love it that the tables are turned and that, you know, the employers reach out to me. It's not just me constantly going out there. That's the power of building an effective and powerful profile. And Tricia, sort of kind of as we wrap up for today's show, I know you mentioned a little bit about amplifying your voice and finding that right platform. How does one go about that? The final tip for today. Yeah. How does somebody go about that? How do you figure out in what sector you're in and what platform you should be on? Because that can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I'll close on that comment. I would just love to perhaps circle back to your amazing point that it opens up opportunities of having a strong personal brand. Why? Because you're often in the algorithm of the recruiters' dashboards more frequently. If you're posting frequent from your side, you know, the job seeker's side, you appear in my LinkedIn feed as a recruiter more commonly. So therefore, I'm more likely to click on your profile as a result of seeing your content. So don't forget, a lot of machine learning, AI, all of these types of process engineering methods are now in place, that it's beyond sometimes even out of your reach that you know how far you've gone into their platform. So just think as well that, you know, automatically, the more frequent that you post, the more chances of your visibility on recruiters' dashboards or recruiters' profiles. Now, I guess in closing, we're coming to the last of the session. It's important that you are focused. This is in my opinion. I mean, take it as a grain of salt. By the way, it takes time. I want to consolidate your point there. I mean, I've got 140 something thousand followers on LinkedIn, and that's taken me nearly 5 years. So it's not something that happens overnight. You're not a rock star, that's for sure. But, you know, you need to be selecting the right medium of social media relevant to your sector. So if you're in, say, marketing, digital marketing, just marketing in general, you know, maybe TikTok, for example, all of these short little videos is your best choice, versus if you're maybe in the fintech or finance world, you know, you'd be selecting Twitter. And then of course, LinkedIn could be quite generalized, but it's important that you're building your presence that's with the right audience.
Yeah, I love that. And do you know what? There's so much, as you were sort of kind of speaking, I was thinking, oh my God, there's this tip. This is one hack that I show my clients. This is one thing that I do. And we just have run out of time today, guys. So if you've been enjoying, if the things that we are sharing with you is resonating with you, if you are having aha moments, if you are going, oh my God, or if perhaps maybe you want us to create more content and you're like, Sophia, what was that other thing that you were going to say? Today we've run out of time, but we do have a really powerful and effective way of how you can connect with Tricia and I, how you can get access to not only what we talked about here today, where we can help you deep dive and go into more detail, but there's a whole host of other things that we just do not have time right now to cover with you, and that is the exclusive membership area. So Tricia, what is that? Who should be joining? What's it cost? Let's talk, you know, sort of kind of bottom dollar, okay? And what can they expect to gain? What are the benefits? What are some of the benefits that the members are getting right now?
Yeah, thank you so much. If you've been following along to a couple of these videos in the past, I have put together, and it took me quite a while, but I've put together a dedicated UAE members area specifically for Dubai job seekers. Doesn't matter whether if you're a graduate or aspiring C-suite, then there is various samples available for you, whether that is cover letters, email pitches, CVs, business cases, a UAE recruiter list, you name it, I've got it. It's $2.50 US. I work with the international market, yeah, per month.
Why so cheap? That is so affordable. Okay, that is just like affordability. I mean, what is $2.50? I don't think even you can get a McDonald's. Well, at least you can't here in the UK right now. Definitely, maybe you can get a large fries for that. So why is it so affordable? Why have you made it so affordable, Tricia?
Well, it's not going to be this price forever, that's for sure. I guess I'm just piling it, seeing how it goes, giving special access to all of those people who sign up, you know, within the next little while before the price goes up, because trust me, you'll not find any other platform that has got all of these resources in one central location. So be quick, because this price won't last. My favorite aspect of it, and I would love your feedback. Sign up, check it out, let me know. I'll personally reply on my WhatsApp, is the job searching feature. So in one central location, you can search for different jobs across multiple job boards.
Wow. So that is, if you're currently sitting here and you're thinking, oh, I don't know what a job board to use, perhaps maybe you're using multiple ones and you're finding it overwhelmed. Imagine having access to a job board that brings in all of the jobs from all of the different platforms all in one space. Wow, powerful. That right there is just an amazing tool that you can access. The link to join the membership areas you'll find in the comments below, so check that out. And we look forward to welcoming you and you joining and becoming a member of this exclusive community where we'll share with you winning strategies to make your Dubai and UAE job search with ease, without the struggle, without frustration. So till the next show, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.